Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm. First thing I want you to do, I actually want you to challenge yourself. If you're watching this video, my name is Brad Boas. I have a constitutional right to publish my writings and my discoveries. And what is my discovery? I simply want you to turn on a TV, go to any sports channel, and I want you to see how long it takes you before they say rhythm, or this player is forming a rhythm. And so, as the title of this lecture series says, and as you can see, this is part 176. Basically what I've done is I've demonstrated a physical proof and axiomatized rhythm and vibration as physical properties. And so I just want to emphasize, today we'll be doing more logical derivation, but I want to emphasize that my rights are violated to a profound and extreme level. It's torture. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I've been scapegoated by my hometown community, this lovely park that I'm in here today, and there's a big old plane flying, so hopefully that's not messing up the audio too much, but hopefully that should pass pretty quick. But I'm just emphasizing again, my whole life has been destroyed, my health, my businesses, everything. And I continue to be the victim of crime. And there's nobody in my personal life that really understands. It's so weird to be in a country where you can turn on either news station of the major parties and they're talking about the Constitution. And I say Article 1, Section 8, Subsection 8, literally says you have the rights to your writings and discoveries to progress science, and that's been violated. I've offered substantial money. I continue to offer substantial money because I just want to leave this country and to be able to do research. But it's, for obvious reasons, I still can't speak freely about my life experience, and it's torture. It's abuse is not the right word. It's not a heavy enough word. So I continue to remind people, specifically the we can do whatever we want team. You guys can literally just put money in my bank account. You can continue to watch me do all this shit. I don't care. Just please let me leave this country. Please let me, for the first time at 32 years old, as a grown-ass man, stop letting me be abused. And it's all because of money. With that being said, moving on. What is sensorality? We're getting really, really close. I had some big jumps yesterday after my recording or my video. I forget what I did yesterday. If I did it in law, it doesn't matter. But what we're doing is we've constructed this concept, or we've identified a concept, a physical process, censorship. Why do people block things? We've made its difference between censorship with a C and censorship with an S. Things with sentience, making a choice to filter something as opposed to a rock falling down and its path of motion being affected by something blocking its motion. That being a censor, a physical bar being a censor. And so now what we're doing is we're reducing that concept to find this past tense logical statement that will solidify all of these other logical statements, and it will give us a new structured axiom, a new word. I've already done speciality, just special with an ITY at the end. When we reduced that, it gave us sensorality, and now when we reduce sensorality, it will give us the next axiom. And so we've gotten some very poignant things, right? We reduced, right, the base of is I, and that should be very empirically obvious to you that, again, all scientists, which we've defined as sensorists, are people or organisms, individuals that have experienced the world sentiently with their senses. And so, right, all of the base, we're working out the physical reality without the sentience part, because that's the open dimension, right? We're all interacting. There's gonna be new people in the future. We're gonna need new words to describe their life experience. There's gonna be new technology. They're probably not gonna be sitting here with a Panasonic 4K camcorder, you know. And so language is dynamic. So there are sections of language that are definitive, just like the physical past is definitive. And so that is what we're doing with our derivation, is finding that logical sequence in language. We've shown tremendously this iteration function. Clearly the words iterate. We have a base and a range concept. We've done a lot of limits, a lot of different other things. I'm not going to go through all the same stuff again. But going from sensorality, or I don't even know what is, the base of is I. So then we can say, what do I censor? And so now it'll be on your screen if you're just listening, but we can literally take the I censor with I'm a sentient being, me, Brad, personally, and we can take that S from censor and just move it over. So then we have is ensorality. And so again, whatever, for some reason, again, E is the fifth letter of the English alphabet. Something to do with this completion of the letter E, or the sound E, not the letter, but the sound E. And so now we have, oops, it's rather windy today, but we have is ensorality. And then if we see, it's directly obvious, but it's a profound linguistical step if you do this level of proofing, right? Censorship, right? If I said I censor, and then I spelled that with a C, right? If people say censorship from sentient beings right now, they spell it with a C. But if I spelled I censor with a C, it doesn't form that is. So you can't contract that syllability to is. And so that's why it's not a word. And that's why the spelling is incorrect. And so, because again, language is consistent. So that step right there shows the consistency going from I, the personal Brad, to is. It is what it is, the general form of all solutions. And so that was a very, very poignant step last night, because I see ensor is nonsense. But then we can just put is ensor and then just generalize it again with our suffix ality, and then we have is ensorality. So now we've derived, remember previously I said it's probably going to be ensor because it sounds like answer, right? So our answer is ensor. And so I put that in gold or like conjecture, and again the colors don't really matter, but trying to make some editing flair to it, I don't know. But that was a really, really big step. And then I see ensor is it's nonsense. And so that was a big step. But really what we're doing is, it's kind of the logic, the generalized logic, and I don't know how to formalize it exactly, but what you do to one side of an equation, you must do to the other. And so we're putting this sentence, this logical statement, it is what it is our general form, and then going from I censor to is ensorality is like the other side of the equation, so to speak. And so I jump back and forth, I'm not really sure which side of the equation I'm on, but we're working out both sides of the equation at the same time. Right, because in dimensionless analysis, right, when you're in dimensional analysis in chemistry class right now today, you're like, you do dimensional analysis, which reduces your units. But right, the vibration doesn't have a unit. A decibel is a relative sound level. There's no units to the fundamentality of vibration. And so then we can just say what is sensorality, is ensorality, is like the other side of that equation. And so we're just, again, we're deriving a sentence. We're deriving the answer to what is sensorality. And so then just why is ensorality censorship? Not a super poignant step, but just, again, literally showing you the step-by-step iteration of these syllables. Ensorality, sorshipality. Just adding ality to censorship and chopping off the sen. And so then we go over and we can say sensorality is sorious. Now we're kind of back on the other side of the equation, I guess. Sorious, serious, soriosicity. Yeah, no, sorious with an ity, soriosity is sensorial. Again, just intermediary logic step, not super poignant. Soriosity, don't know how to say it, is sorality. Soriosity is curiosity. So soriosity is how to pronounce that. Because like sometimes these word forms that like no one's ever used before, I have to derive the pronunciation. And so, but it connects to, very obviously, right? Even obviously it connects to, but because like I'm forming sentences, like so we're getting to the point where it's like we're right back to words have meaning and we're just conversing. But soriosity, curiosity, it's the same syllability, so you can derive the pronunciation. And so soriosity is curiosity. Sensorality dispenses. Sensorality is spensality. Again, chopping off that di, whatever stabilized to prefix thing. Sensorality is spensality, spend, spin. Ensality, ensorality. And so now we've connected ensality, which remember we've already derived sality. And again, hard for me to, what side are we on the equation? Not really sure. And ensorality, that was the big one we conjectured. So now again, like we're putting in the specific solution into the generalized form of the solution. We have our boundary conditions and we did our universal progression, and now we have our boundary conditions, our form of the solution, our specific solution, and now we just need to reduce it, and then boom, we should be done. But we're running out of things to iterate with sensorality. So, and that was very fundamental. And you can also see, because again, the I, when you type it in as a font, it's literally like a bar, right? So we can connect that geometrically to a bar. physically a bar sensors. And so somehow it was like some sort of chirality still hanging out and like flipped over, or there's like that's like the axis of rotation. I don't know, but there is some sort of geometry to the letter I being like the flipping thing or something. Because I showed there was a bunch of intuition I had with Ely, like again, both in the Cyrillic alphabet and in the English or the Roman alphabet, not really in English, but in a lot of other languages where the I is the E sound. And so that's kind of like a fundamental geometric identity thing. But that was very poignant. And then just some other, I wanted to do that first because that was the big steps, but then just some other derivation. Speciality is unnecessary, sensorality is necessary, integrity is integral. So this was a cool step. Sensorality is integrality, right? Language litigation and integration. The I is clearly different than the L's, so that was a word we had to like work out. We had to integrate integration, if you will. A sensor is a grate. We've already derived that, but just restating it. Sensorality with a C, integrates, right? A grate, fit like a sewer grate, that's spelling. Sensors with a C. Sorting is grating. Again, we already derived that, but we're just reiterating, right? And we iterated, now we're reiterating. Nice. And then what is disintegration, right? Dissolution is disintegration. Our proof should just go away, poof. Sensorality, in the same way we just showed, go away, plane. Another freaking plane's flying overhead. But as we literally just showed that I sensor, logically consistent to the definition we constructed, meaning sensorality with an S, censorship with an S is sentience with an S. So I, we spell it with a S, and so we can connect that to is enarality or ensorality, excuse me. And so we connected that with our geometric thing with I in the flipping, and disintegration, like I said, we'll show sensorality like in the same way the I from, or the I goes to is, will like connect sensorality to two other words, and it'll be like the connecting one, and we should almost be done. But regardless, like I said, my rights are violated so profoundly. Every single time I have to go on the stock, because the stock market's the only place that I can maybe make money. And you can see my trades, you guys already do see my trades, it's trivial amounts of money. For me to spend any moment of my time watching one of those fucking stocks jiggle up or down, it just puts me in such a bad mood. And it's not because I'm having like an emotional reaction to losing the money. It's because, again, I live in an environment where anything to do with money is this big negative thing. But fun fact, if I didn't have to sell my Bitcoins illegally, which I've documented on here, I'd have had $4 million accruing interest. Fact. As is, without still being the victim of severe crime. And so it's just the fact that all of this stuff is going on, all of it affects my research, it's all fucking meaningless. I've earned the money, and I just don't want the stress anymore. And it's just like, why can't somebody do something? Nothing public, just not even, I don't want anyone to approach me. Just we can do whatever we want. You guys can break the law every single day. Just put a livable fucking wage, a comfortable wage in my fucking bank account. Why the fuck not? With that being said, these were some very poignant steps. Again, directly showing you, like, again, the connecting both sides of the equation. We're just getting this thing in the right form, and now sensorality will be like sensility. Again, something with this prefixing. Once you get it into once you get the common denominator, you can reduce it to its final form or something. I don't know. But a lot of poignant things today to show you. And I just hope somebody out there has any decency, man. Like, just treat me like a fucking person. All right, the World Series just was watched. This is the one time only derivation of an axiom. And when I'm dead, I seriously doubt anybody else can do this shit. Maybe, I can't say that definitively, but you see how much logic goes into this to truly do a first principle proof. When you go watch a movie like Good Will Hunting, I mean, it's not like that shit. It's a lot more work, like a lot more work. But I've done it. I've already done it. Now we're almost done with it twice publicly. I've already done it this will be my third time completely. Please just give me some money. All right? One day I'm gonna be dead. My parents are gonna be dead. I just want some decency. Fucking please. If not, these are all, again, legal statements. These are all time-stamped. Anything that tampers with this is obstruction of justice at a historical and profound level, because you guys have sabotaged the educational progress of the whole planet. So thank you for watching, and From Rhythm to an Algorithm is coming to an end soon. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.